Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry if I sound a little under the weather today. I've been battling an illness all week. Today I will be taking you through my first match play match on camera. For those who don't know what match play is, basically each hole is worth a point instead of the cumulative score of an entire 18. So my opponent here is under the basket and I have to try to give this a bid to have any chance of pushing the hole.
Ooh, almost.
Unfortunately, it's just off the mark, and my opponent is in for birdie. Just wanted to shout out my opponent, Taylor, for being a guinea pig today and letting me record him for my first match play match. Very kind of him. Really exciting battle, honestly. Got some great content out of it, so shout out to him. This hole is about 260, and it goes to the right. As you can see, both of us were a little off the mark. I'm trying to give this a bid. I like putting pressure on my opponents, but it's kind of a soft bid, and hopefully it just lands right next to it if it doesn't go in. I gave it a pretty good bid, and it's still about 10 feet even though it missed. And here is Taylor with his approach, and it's just a little off the mark, but he has about a 40-footer to try to push, and it is just off the mark. I have this easy tap in for my win on the hole. And I just loved it. I don't even know what happened. I kind of rushed. I was feeling a bit of camera pressure. It just not a good combo. And this next hole is par 3, about 280 to the left. He hits a little early. I am throwing my cacks on slight hyzer. Oh, I actually forgot about this. I almost got nailed by a disc. It landed like 5 feet behind the tee pad. And I have a pretty good comeback drive after that short missed putt, and this leaves me about 15 feet from the pin, so Taylor needs to make this in order to push. Just kind of leaves it a little left, has this for his par. Doesn't really matter. I'm pretty parked. Feels pretty good to get that one. That one's definitely a tougher one on the course. Not that this course is super difficult. Next hole is a par 3, 230 feet. I'm just throwing my yarn way up in the sky, hoping it spikes down, and it was 10 feet deep. It was pretty good. Taylor, a little bit of an early release, but he hits these trees, and he has about 35 feet to push. Unfortunately, leaves it just short, and I have this 10-footer for my birdie and to take this hole.
Nice too. Thank you. That's good camera placement right there.
I appreciate that. Feeling pretty good after getting those last two. I believe we're on hole 10, par 3, 270 feet. This one has a very tricky hole, and I'm trying to throw a Mana hyzer flip inside. It's a very touchy shot. I kind of think I get it from Ultimate. I'm throwing it on a lot of hyzer and just having it flip and then fade. Taylor's going Omen. I think Overstable is definitely the better play if you have it, but I was going for the park job, and I just got to play my game. Taylor makes light work out of this pretty technical approach, and I'm on the dance floor for a bonus birdie for 3 in a row.
Stay up. Oh, you're a bitch.
It felt pretty good out of my hand, but unfortunately it's just low. This hole is hole 12. I don't remember the distance, but it was sub 230. I'm throwing my yarn on a flex shot. Feels pretty good out of my hand, just a little high. Caught some foliage. And Taylor's a little inside, but he's actually left with a 40-footer. Didn't really give it much of a chance. I have this really tricky approach, and because of the camera, I was I was trying to go for the clip and hyzer putt, but I should have just gone with a hyzer. Almost made it, but There are a few clips with copyrighted music playing in it, but I decided since I am using iMovie and I'm not getting paid, I'm just not going to cut them out.
Great.
Both of us are on the dance floor here. I'm left with about 35 feet. It may not look like it, but there's a very tight gap that I have to hit. Feeling really good lining this one up. And yeah, just high. Felt good out of my hand. Taylor's left with 30 to 25 feet to take this hole. And he's also just a bit high. Par 3, 230 feet up to the right. I'm attempting to go forehand, but I just leave it a bit early. Taylor's throwing a fission time lapse. He just kind of likes to disc up on these types of holes, is what he told me, and he's pretty parked, so I need to try to give this a bid. And this one just kind of slips out of my hand. It's 15 feet, but it doesn't really matter. He's that close, and he takes the hole. Hole 14, par 3, 160 feet. Taylor's shot is just a bit left. He catches a tree and is about 50 feet. I'm throwing, as I said in my last video, I love Berg X's on forehands, and I'm just going Berg X. Feels money out of my hand. Felt really smooth. About 25 feet for my birdie. He has this to make a birdie, and pretty good bid just in front of it. Oh, this is my teammate Ryan Clavette. This is a putt to take one on the hole, and he gets it. Besides college teams, disc golf teams are purely a New England thing. We have something called New England Team Challenge up here, and basically you go around, compete against other teams, play match play in the morning, which is what this is, and play doubles in the afternoon, and the home team provides a bunch of food. And yeah, I was just rushed on this putt, but still even, as you see. But New England Team Challenge is an absolute ball. At this course, there's actually 3 bonus holes, A, B, and C, and so there's 21 hole match play. So we are on hole A right now. It's about 220 uphill. I'm throwing my Halo XD on a little baby flex, and we are both pretty close. Dude, I don't know why, but I'm so pissed off right now. I need to slow down. Hole B, par 3, 300 and I want to say 30 downhill. Taylor's leaks out a little bit left. Not a very good camera angle, but I hit my gap narrowly as you see me do that little hop. I'm on the dance floor for a bonus birdie. Left with about 55 feet on this treacherous green. Lining this up, I felt really good. I didn't really care about the comebacker, even though it goes downhill. And I gave it the height. I think it went just in front of it or just over the top. And I'm left with 25 feet for my comebacker. Taylor puts this one right under the basket since I have a bit of a tester and my putt's been shaky, as you guys have seen. Really nervous on this one. Just trying to take my time.
Nice putt.
In is in, baby. Little bit of a shaky left side make, but we take those. Taylor misses a little early here. At this point, I'm just trying to win the hole. I'm throwing my bead and resistor. I figured if it turns over a little too much on this tricky flex shot, I still have an easy upshot for par. Taylor's probably 40 feet in front of the tee pad. He has a pretty tricky lie. Honestly, makes a pretty good shot from where he was. Dude. He's about 45 feet. Walking up there, I thought he was going to be 15, 20. Originally planned on running this little forehand up shot, but since he has a 45-footer for par, I just laid up, hit the base, has this left to push the hole, misses a little low. Back to the normal course, hole 15. I'm throwing an unconventional forehand turnover with that bead and resistor, and it sounds like I hit a tree up there, but it's a pretty great throw. Bonus hole, so it's still in circle 2. Taylor throws the more conventional backhand hyzer, and he throws a pretty phenomenal shot. And we're similar distances, though I'm probably 5 feet outside of his lie. About a 50-footer for me. Feeling really good lining this up. Need some redemption on the putting green. This one just bruises my ego, man. I feel like I've hit cage or band from circle 2 so much today. Taylor has this left for his par. This one caught a lot of chains, but it was a little left, so it trickles out. Don't really like taking points this way, but that's disc golf for you. Hole 15, par 3, I'm throwing my yarn. There's this one middle tree that I got to beat. Either right or left, I'm fine with. And I go left of it, and I believe I go deep. Time will tell. I believe Taylor is also going with this forehand approach. That right side looks really enticing, but it's very cut off. Very, very deceiving on camera. And here's Ryan again. He's throwing this JK AVR on this beautiful straight shot that I don't really have in my bag, and I'm completely jealous of. We're about an hour north of where I live, and it's actually starting to snow up there, and that's really depressing to see because I am not a fan of the snow. Taylor has this for his birdie look. Leaves it just a bit short. I have this obstructed look from about the same distance. Have a line. It's like kind of an Anheuser, like pitch putt. And I don't make good. Have a pretty easy tap in for my par, though. Lining up, still taking my time. And just a bit of unfortunate timing. Somebody was yelling clear on a different hole while I was putting, and on my downswing, I heard the clear, and I pulled it a little high. I should have stopped. Can't really blame that, but unlucky. I'm actually talking to Taylor about how we both gave each other little gifts on the putting green the last few holes. Hole 17, par 3. This one is one of the longer ones on the course. I believe it's about 380. And Taylor pulls us a bit right, kicks back way left. Really tricky approach. I'm throwing my stall. I'm trying to hit this just to the left of where Taylor was. As you may be able to see, Taylor hit the right fairway. There's a middle fairway and a left fairway. Slips out a bit early, which is fine because a lot of people go for this gap, and it skips up to about 50 feet. Taylor has this tricky approach for his par. And honestly, he hits the gap really well. If he had a little more height, he would have been parked. And here I am from about 50, trying to give this a chance, obviously. Snow's starting to come down a little more. My hands are starting to get a little slick. And not a bad bid. I've just been really close from circle 2. Taylor has this to push the hole. I'm about 8 feet away. And he just big does the putt. This was very impressive to me at the time. I didn't really expect him to make that. I was thinking I was going to gain another stroke. But no harm, no foul, though. I root for good golf. That was sick to see. I have about 8 feet for my par just to push. Grab the towel because the snow is getting a little slippery. Try and take my time still. And I just airball it. And I wasn't laughing at the time, but I was very angry at myself. It was very slick, and I just early released it, but you just gotta laugh at stuff like that. I put my headphones on because I want to bounce back and mentally reset, throwing my beat-in destroyer on the treacherous hole 18. And I just smoke this, and I catch the last tree, and I think I would have been in circle 1 on a 400-foot forehand hole, which is really cool. Have this weird angle hyzer approach, trying to go around these 2 trees, and it just slips out a little early just because of the precipitation. I need a better way to play in the snow/sleet. The discs aren't drying off with a towel, and my hands are cold, so not feeling the best grip. This upshot is actually very important because Taylor's in a tricky spot, and if I put this under the basket, I have a chance to push the hole, even with the bogey. And I make pretty good on it. I'm about 5 feet away, so there is pressure on this upshot. He has kind of a straight forehand line. It definitely is tricky, as you can see by his stance. Makes pretty good on it. He lands, I believe it's right outside the circle. It's really hard, probably just inside the circle. He has this for his par and to take a stroke on me. Unfortunately, leaves that one just short, and this honestly isn't a gimme for me right now because of that last putt. So I get that, make good. Back to hole one, par three. I think it's like 370 or 380. Sorry, I'm not great with these distances.
Swing. This. Dang it, bro.
And he's left with about 35 feet, which is not bad. I'm throwing my stall, just throwing it out wide. Feels great out of my hand. Ryan took over the camera, so I feel a little more free mentally. And the wind must have just kept this up a little longer because it didn't fade nearly as much as I thought it was going to. Taylor's about 35 for his birdie. Leaves it just short. You can see my disc right to the right. And now that I'm a little more mentally free, I'm feeling pretty confident on this. And I really want to make this one make up for the last few holes of, and I just knew this was going in out of the hand. I needed it for, like, not just the match, but just for me in general. And now we're on to hole 230. I'm throwing my Bergax out on a hyzer. Hopefully put it right under and put some pressure on Taylor. And this feels phenomenal. I felt the angle was perfect, just right above those right side trees, right under it. Taylor answers back with about a 35-footer, little leaky left. For some reason, the footage just did not load of his putt. I believe he was just right side high. And I take another one. This one is one of my favorite holes in the state of Maine. Par 3, 380 feet uphill. I actually talked to Ryan about this before my shot. I'm throwing kind of a dumb machete forehand. It just helps me control the distance for some reason, and I'm probably about 15 deep. Taylor answers back with a pretty great backhand, and he has about a 25-footer to put some pressure on me, and he hits it. And I'm feeling a little nervous on this putt, but I'm trying to take my time, get a bonus birdie, and we push it. So there's actually 2 holes left, and I'm 2 up, so he needs to win out in order to tie me. Hole 3, 250 feet. I'm just throwing my gator out there wide on an easy spike hyzer, and the match is pretty much over. I'm about 15 feet. He would need to ace in order to win this hole and leave him with a chance to tie me. No ace, but a pretty great shot, and I'm just going to let this last clip roll.
That every little bit of headwind kind of just plays it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it at this point.
Yeah.
Well, no, I pushed
I'm totally thinking about it.
I haven't missed right yet.
How about that headwind?
Wasn't really any pressure on that putt until he said that thing about the headwind. I respect the gamesmanship. He was trying to get me to think about the headwind so I'd miss and the golf would continue. But that's completely normal for Maine TC. That it's not a tournament, It's just all in good fun. Team challenge is just a fun thing we do in the winter. I just thought that clip was funny, and old me would have missed that if somebody said that to me in my past. So it was good to make it after, somebody talking shit. I'm very proud of where I'm at. Honestly, I'm very proud of how that match went. It was great to get that on camera. I battled, made so many mistakes, but never quit. Honestly, shout out to the homie Ryan Clavette for taking over recording the last 4 holes. Honestly, probably would not have won that match without you, Ryan, so thank you. If you enjoyed my content, hit like, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.